Hello, and welcome to Relaxing Facts. I'm Chad K, and during the month of December, we are listening to all things Christmas. And today, I will be talking about Santa Claus. Each week, I share interesting stories and little-known facts on a variety of topics, accompanied by gentle, soothing music. My goal is to help you find a sense of calm during your busy day. Feel free to settle into a cozy spot and let yourself be carried away by these relaxing facts. The modern Santa Claus did not appear all at once. Instead, he emerged slowly from centuries of myth, religion, folklore, and cultural blending. In the 4th century, a Christian bishop named Nicholas lived in Myra in what is now Turkey. He became famous for acts of generosity, especially toward children and the poor. One of the most famous stories tells of a father who could not provide dowries for his 3 daughters. According to legend, Nicholas secretly dropped bags of gold through the family's window at night, saving the daughters from hardship. His reputation for kindness spread, and after his death, he became Saint Nicholas, a beloved figure throughout Europe. He was especially honored as a protector of children, sailors, merchants, and travelers. By the Middle Ages, his feast day on December 6th was celebrated with small gifts and charitable acts. As centuries passed, the figure of Saint Nicholas blended with local customs across Europe. In the Netherlands, he became Sinterklaas, a bishop dressed in red robes who rode a white horse and visited children. Dutch families told stories of him arriving by boat from Spain, keeping track of who behaved well during the year. Children left their shoes out to be filled with small treats like nuts or sweets. This Dutch version of Saint Nicholas is one of the clearest ancestors of the modern Santa, and he would later play a major role in shaping the American version. In other parts of Europe, gift-bringers took different forms. In Germany, there was Knecht Ruprecht, a stern companion to Saint Nicholas. In Alpine regions, folklore brought the darker figure of Krampus, who frightened misbehaving children. In England, Father Christmas emerged as a symbol of feasting and merriment rather than a gift giver. In Scandinavia, the tomte or nisse was the household spirit, small and mischievous, who could bring good fortune if treated kindly and mischief if ignored. All of these characters carried bits and pieces that would eventually influence the expanding identity of Santa Claus. The transformation toward the modern Santa really accelerated in the 17th century when Dutch settlers brought Sinterklaas traditions to New Amsterdam, a colony that would later become New York City. The name Sinterklaas evolved in English into Santa Claus, and though the early American version was still in flux, it began to take on a personality distinct from its European roots. By the early 19th century, American writers began reshaping the legend into something more unified and playful. One of the most influential moments came in 1809, when author Washington Irving wrote a satirical history of New York that mentioned St. Nicholas flying across the sky in a wagon. Irving's playful description helped shift the figure from a solemn bishop into a more magical, secular character. But the biggest turning point arrived in 1823 with a poem that would become famous worldwide. A Visit from St. Nicholas, better known as The Night Before Christmas, describes Santa as a jolly, miniature, sleigh-riding gift giver with 8 reindeer. The poem gave Santa a chimney entrance, a sack of toys, a merry personality, and a Christmas Eve schedule. For the first time, Santa had a detailed description that captured the public imagination and spread rapidly through American culture. As the 19th century continued, artwork shaped Santa further. Illustrator Thomas Nast created the first images of Santa as a round, bearded, cheerful man wearing red and living at the North Pole. Nast's illustrations, published in Harper's Weekly beginning in the 1860s, also introduced elves who helped Santa, letters from children, and even a workshop. Nast is responsible for much of the imagery we immediately associate with Santa today, transforming him into a distinctly American icon. Yet the evolution did not stop there. The early 20th century added new layers as advertising and popular media spread the image of Santa even more widely. In the 1930s, the Coca-Cola Company commissioned artist Haddon Sundblom to create Santa illustrations for winter advertisements. Sundblom's paintings depicted Santa as warm, friendly, full-sized, and dressed in a bright red suit trimmed with white fur. These images were so popular that they became global standards. Although Santa had worn red long before, Sundblom's artwork helped cement the specific look recognized around the world. Meanwhile, global cultures adapted Santa to local traditions. In many European countries, the older gift bringers continued alongside Santa. In the Netherlands, Sinterklaas remains distinct, visiting on December 5th. In Germany, the Christkind, a gift-bringing figure introduced by Martin Luther, still plays a major holiday role. In Italy, children look forward to the Befana, a kind witch who brings presents on Epiphany. In Russia, Ded Moroz, or Grandfather Frost, delivers gifts on New Year's Eve, often accompanied by his granddaughter. These traditions intertwine with Santa, but maintain their own history and meaning. In the United States, the concept of Santa became deeply tied to childhood magic. By the mid-20th century, traditions such as writing letters to the North Pole, leaving out cookies and milk, and visiting Santa in department stores became common. Radio, film, and television strengthened the myth. Movies like Miracle on 34th Street and later animated specials such as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer helped build a full mythology around Santa Claus's home, his reindeer, and the idea that he could travel the entire world in a single night. Santa had become not just a symbol of charity, but a storyteller's dream, capable of endless reinvention. As Santa Claus became global, he also adapted to new cultural contexts. In Japan, Christmas is celebrated largely as a secular holiday, and Santa is a figure of festive cheer. In parts of Latin America, Santa often coexists with older traditions like the Three Kings, who bring gifts in early January. In Australia and New Zealand, Santa Claus is portrayed in beach settings or warm weather gear, reflecting the Southern Hemisphere's summer season during Christmas. Everywhere he goes, he absorbs local flavor while maintaining his core identity as a bringer of joy and generosity. Today, the history of Santa Claus is a tapestry woven from ancient legends, religious devotion, folklore, literature, art, and modern media. He is part saint, part storyteller's invention, part cultural traveler, and part symbol of the season's spirit. What began with the 4th century bishop in a Mediterranean port town has become one of the most recognized figures on earth. And every winter, when children imagine the sound of reindeer hooves on a snowy night or whisper their wishes into Santa's ear. They participate in a tradition that blends centuries of myth with the enduring hope for kindness and wonder in the darkest time of year. Okay, and that brings us to the end of this week's talk. Thank you for being with us during the month of December, during all of our Christmas topics. If you like this episode of Relaxing Facts, I would really love for you to subscribe or leave a comment or just click like. I hope you have a fantastic day, whether you're taking a moment to unwind or simply enjoying some calming listening. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Chad K. I look forward to seeing you next year. Goodbye.